Welcome back to the Beginner Series Part 6. Today we're doing a 10-minute beginner bar workout. Let's go. We're going to start with the 100 squat warm-up. So you're going to start in a narrow stance and you're going to do 25 squats. No weight on this, just body weight. Your feet should be about hip width apart and your toes facing forward. Keep the chest up and sit the booty back and down like you're sitting in a chair. I love bar-inspired workouts. I taught bar for years, and you can really make these workouts as difficult or as easy as you want. And bar is actually one of my favorite workouts to do while I'm on my period. It's low impact, but I'm still getting a lot of good work in, and I'm still getting a good sweat on. We have our last few squats here, and then we are changing positions. Once you finish up that 25 in the narrow position, then we're going to move more into the traditional squat position. So you're going to take those feet slightly wider than hip width apart, slightly turn out those toes, and again sit that booty back and down like you're sitting in a chair. You should be able to sit a little bit lower here than you did in the narrow squat. Once again, we're going to take 25 squats here. Really focus on sitting that weight into your heels as you sit back and down and squeezing through the glutes as you come up. You should be starting to feel those quads fire up right about now too. Keep that chest up and core engaged as you're going through these squats. It doesn't really matter what you do with your hands as you're squatting. As you can tell, I'm very active with my hands, but you can keep them in one position if that suits you. We're finishing up our last few reps here, and then we're going to move into the next position. Third position is going to be a wide second plie squat. You're going to take those toes wider than hip width apart. You're going to turn the heels in and the toes out towards the corners of the room. As you sit the booty straight down, I want you to think about keeping the torso in one nice straight line. You should really feel this one through the quads, inner thighs, and glutes. As you squat down, the knees should track over the ankles and they should not be going over the toes. Once again, keep that core tight and squeeze your booty as you come out. We're about halfway through our set of plie squats, and then we're going to move into our final position of the 100 squat warm-up. Stay with it, y'all. We are almost there. Once you finish up those 25 plie squats, you're going to go ahead and grab a resistance band. If you don't have a resistance band, that's okay, just do it without. I'm using a medium resistance band. Pull it on to just above the knees, not on the knees. You're going to squat down, and we're going to do some squat taps right here, side to side. So you're staying in that squat position as the toes just tap to the center, and you step out to the side. Stay as low as you can in that squat. I know it is burning, especially if you have that band on. Stay focused and stay with it. Those 25 go a lot quicker here. Once you finish up those 25, go ahead and shake it off and remove that band. Now we're moving into some reverse lunges on the right side. We're stepping that left foot back and then tapping those toes forward. We're going to do 8 lunges here, and then we're going to advance the movement a little bit. But feel free, if the advancement is too much, to stay here with your lunge taps. We're going to advance the move by turning that toe tap into a knee lift. Working that balance and control on the right side. We're going to do 8 here with that knee lift. But again, if it's too much, just come back to the toe taps. Once you move through those 8 lunges, then we are coming into a leg lift on the left side. The right leg straightens, lean the chest slightly forward, keeping the left hip closed. You're going to lift that left leg as high and as straight as you can. You should not feel this in your back. You should feel this in your hamstring and in your glute. Feel free to use a chair if you need to, obviously. After 8 leg lifts, we're going to keep that leg lifted and we're going to go for a small pulse. It should be a small movement up and down. We're going to shoot for about 16 to 20 pulses here, focusing on keeping that glute and hamstring engaged and the core engaged to keep our balance. Shake it off. Now we're hitting that same routine on the left side. So the right leg is stepping back in that lunge and the toes are tapping forward. That left leg should not be moving positions at all. It should be stabilized, and the one that is moving is that right leg that's coming back for that lunge and tapping forward. And here we go with the advancement. Lift that knee whenever you're ready for those 8 counts. Once again, if this is too much for you, just stay with the toe taps. But the knee lifts really help to engage that balance and control. After your 8 count here, we're going to move into that back leg lift on the right side. That left leg stays straight with a tiny little protective bend in your knee. Chest is leaning forward, the right toes are pointed, and the right hip stays closed towards the ground. We're doing our 8 lifts here, and then we're going to pause for our pulse. Once again, you should feel it in that glute and hamstring. And now here we go for that pulse. 16 to 20 here. Small movement up and down. You should feel a constant squeeze on that booty and a little bit of a burn in the left leg. Once again, shake it out. Then we're going to grab our mat and we're going to come down for some core work. Coming into bird dog position, you're going to start with right arm, left leg. Really engaging through that core. You're going to crunch that right elbow towards your left knee. We have 8 of these here. On that last rep, I want you to hold in that extension. We're going to hold here, really reaching through the fingertips and reaching through the toes on that back leg, keeping that core engaged to keep ourselves stabilized. Hold for about 10 to 15 seconds. And release. We're going to switch sides into left arm, right leg, and we're going to crunch into the middle just like we did on the other side. 8 reps here. Again, really focusing on pulling that belly button into the spine as you crunch that knee to elbow in the middle, while also keeping yourself nice and balanced. Once again, on that final rep, we're going to hold in that extension. Reach through the fingertips and toes, staying nice and long, and balance through the core. Hold about 10 to 15 seconds. And release. Next, we're coming into the plank position. Wrists and hands underneath the shoulders, feet about hip width apart. Pull that belly button into spine and hold here in the high plank position. You're going to hold here about 20 to 30 seconds depending on your level. Then we're moving into a side plank on the left side. So we're going to open up, keeping that left hand on the mat, open up the right side. The right arm can stay straight if you like, or it can come to your hip, and you can also have the option to keep the left knee on the ground if necessary. Switching sides, we're going to do the same thing on the right side. Open up that arm if you want to, or keep it on the hip, knee down option. Excellent work, babes. You have the option to go back through this workout and do it as many times as you like. Or if this is all the workout you needed for today, then go ahead and cool down and stretch. Make sure you follow for more and save this video for later. I'll catch you next time, babes. And don't you forget to go on and be a bad bitch.